I heard and how adamant he was that you will stand at attention, you will toe the line, you will put your hand over your heart.
Our policy is that you stand at the anthem, toe on the line.
Now, and I'm supposed to believe now he's done a 180. Is that what Jerry wants me to believe? It's just hard for me to believe that I've seen you be so staunch one way. Now all of a sudden you want me to believe the pendulum has swung all the way over here. It's just hard for me to believe that. Look, I'm not saying, it just seems disingenuous to me.
That's because it is, Shannon.
Jones saying his players must stand for the Star-Spangled Banner and will not be allowed to stay in the locker room.
Jones loves and respects the national anthem so much that when it was being played before the start of practice Saturday, he left his cap on. And when he was told about the mistake he was making, he still left his cap on.
I'm tired of these studies. There was a study that says blacks are targeted more and they're overcharged for. I don't need a study. You can watch it and see. Just look at television. Just look at it. You know what it is. The NFL don't need to come up with another study. You know what you've done.
Right.
So you want another study to say black coaches aren't getting hired at the same level as their counterpart. Do we really need a study?
Shannon Sharpe went off on Dallas Cowboys chairman Jerry Jones' sudden change in dialogue, something his co-host refused to do. On increasingly minority ownership, Jones said, "I love football, and if we can improve it by having people that aren't in ownership today in ownership, I'll walk across Texas to do it." Really?
We're going to start with this photo. It's from September 9, 1957, and it shows Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones among a crowd of white students trying to keep black students from integrating at an Arkansas high school. This is a Washington Post reporting. Reports that Jones, who was 14 at the time, could be seen standing a few yards from where the 6 black students were being jostled and repelled with snarling racial slurs by ringleaders of the mob.
I need him to denounce racism because when you're silent these days, Stephen A., you're complicit.
Jay hit the nail on the head. And when former NFL media reporter Jim Trotter filed his lawsuit, he alleged Jerry Jones said, and I quote, "If blacks feel some kind of way, they should buy their own team and hire who they want to hire." That was after being asked why there were so few black professionals in decision-making positions in the National Football League.
White supremacy, and you want to treat them like $40 million slaves. Gladiators are well paid to beat each other's brains out, but have to keep their mouths shut when talking about injustice. Look at the videos of the police getting away with murder and tell me that the players are wrong to protest it and that they have no rights to do that. People need to take a knee against white supremacy, and people need to stand up against you and your buddy Donald Trump and drive his whole regime out.
He would not condemn white supremacy. Instead, he voted for it by endorsing and giving his money to not only Donald Trump, but also Republicans who want to maul migrants crossing the Rio Grande because they demand for themselves, their kids, and their kids' kids a better life. When a reporter asked him why he pledged support to the red team, Jones quipped, "That's how the country should be run, but don't F with me, all right?" He added, "Republicans have run the country right to kick the blanks of people like you."
You're supposed to respect the flag. And we're going to have grace when we sit here and look at how we're going to handle it.
But if you believe that black people should be treated fairly and should be treated equally, and if you want to protest and if you want to show that the America that other people are praising or the America that was working on becoming great again hasn't always been great for everyone, then he has a problem with that. Because he is worried about his constituents. He's worried about his fans and where his fans stand. But more importantly, Jerry Jones is worried about his friends.
Longtime NFL corner and current co-host of Skip Bayless's Undisputed, Richard Sherman, would have this quote: "Jerry Jones especially has no problem speaking up any other time about anything else, but when it's such a serious issue and he could really make a huge impact on it with a few words, his silence speaks volumes."
Hey Jennifer, congratulations on the wedding. Now, you know he's with a black girl tonight, don't you?
As a matter of fact, David Moore of the Dallas Morning News would write, "No owner has been more outspoken publicly about the need for players and coaches to stand for the anthem. Jones has been adamant on the subject. He would go as far to threaten the employment of any player who took a knee." And of course, all 32 teams followed suit, wrote Howard Bryant.
Jerry Jones is never going to say that racism exists. Jerry Jones isn't going to say that this society needs to change. Jerry Jones isn't going to say that the America that he forced his team to stand for in 2017 isn't the America that everybody else deserves to have.
When Colin Kaepernick held his workout, every team sent somebody to go take a look, except for, that is, Jerry Jones's Dallas Cowboys.
And so in that, Jerry Jones doesn't need to do anything but shut up for once in his life, the same way he did when he should have been speaking, and allow his men to be men, allow his men to support their community and make their own decisions, because that's the time we're living in. And Jerry Jones is just unfortunate for him that time passed him up.
Did you know under Jerry Jones's ownership, the Cowboys have had 8 head coaches, 25 coordinators. Of those 33 coaches, 32 were white. So we're clear. The same guy who says he'll walk 800 miles to get minority owners can't simply pick up a phone to hire a black coach. That's exactly right. That's why I don't read anything into this, other than you have shown me nearly an entire lifetime of how you oppose the very thing that you claim you are suddenly now about. Your actions speak louder than words, and at this point, your words are practically muted, because we know with a PR crises that has hampered you and your franchise and the National Football League by an esteemed, credible, award-winning journalist, you're doing this intentionally, and we're not buying it.